Caitlin Clark and Christie Sides was seen on the sidelines with some people saying a heated exchange at the end of regulation. Sideline cameras captured a heated discussion between the player and the coach in the Indiana Fever's 1-point loss to the Chicago Sky. But before we get off into today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Christie Sides and Caitlin Clark was seen on the sidelines at the end of regulation having a heated exchange in the Indiana Fever's 1-point loss to the Chicago Skies, 87-88. Now, this was the highly anticipated rematch, the third time that the Indiana Fever have played the Chicago Sky, and they fell today, 88-87. They was coming in on a 4-game win streak. A lot of people seem to believe that Christie Sides was turning this team around and that the relationship between her and Caitlin Clark was starting, to be on that level where a player and a coach can relate to each other. But it seems like in every time that the Indiana Fever lose and Caitlin Clark goes down, everybody wants to point the finger at Christie Sides. But today's game, in that fourth quarter, Christie Sides was out-coached by Taretha Weatherspoon of the Chicago Skies. Now, what we seen in that game is Indiana had a stranglehold on that lead in the fourth quarter. They was up 12, and they let Chicago Sky go on a 12-0 run to even that game out and eventually hold on to win 88-87. Now it's being reported that Caitlin Clark, intense post-game exchange with Fever's coach, is turning heads. Now, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever's win streak is over after an 88-87 loss to Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The Fever had a 12-point lead with over 6 minutes left in the game, but allowed the Sky to go on a 12-0 run, which led to their defeat. Reese had another notable performance, securing her 8th consecutive double-double with 25 points on 8 of 12 shooting and 16 rebounds. Clark finished the game with 17 points on 5-11 shooting and a Fever single-game record of 13 assists. At the end of the game, the Fever had 2 possessions to potentially tie the game or take the lead. Indiana coach Christie Sides elected to have Nalisa Smith and Christy Wallace take the important shots, and Clark was not happy with the decision. At the end of regulation, Clark was seen having an intense exchange with Sides. Now on social media, it's going crazy. And somebody said, could this be the discussion between Caitlin Clark and Sides that they were talking about? I don't know if something else had transpired after the stream was over. The WNBA fans expressed their concerns with the interaction on social media. They said, somebody reported, could this be a discussion that is the downfall between Christie Sides and Caitlin Clark? Now, I do have a video showing the exchange between Caitlin Clark and Christie Sides. So we're going to take a look at the footage that the sideline captured, the discussion between Caitlin Clark and Christie Sides. Now, you see if you can make out exactly what's going on, but you can see the disgust look in Caitlin Clark's face. Take a look.
Because of the new reset timeout, Indiana has not yet used. Chicago.
So that's the video that people are concerned about, and that's the video that is going viral on social media, the interaction between Christie Sides and Caitlin Clark. Now, we all know in the past that everybody's been coming at Christie Sides, talking about her coaching style, and she's not the right coach for Caitlin Clark, and she doesn't know how to, coach on this level. But everything was peaches and cream. It was all good just a week ago when that team was on a 4-game win streak. But as soon as they took that loss today, that video, went viral. It started surfacing around the internet, and people are concerned about that because they never seen Caitlin Clark really get into an interaction with her coaches like that. But everybody's making a big deal out of it. The internet is going crazy. Social media is reacting to it. It was funny that, one of my faithful followers and one of my supporters, tipped me off to it, asked me, did I see it? So I researched it, I found it, and I said, I'm going to talk about it. So I'm bringing it to you guys. Do you guys think that should be a concern? What do you guys think about that video that's going viral between Caitlin Clark and Christie Sides? Now, the Indiana Fever, they have dropped to 7-11 on the season. Now, the Chicago Skies is 6-9. They leapfrogged over Indiana in positioning. But throughout the year, Caitlin Clark still has one game up on Angel Reese. Now, that game was a great game today. And, basically the way people were talking about it, Christie Sides let that game slip away because of her coaching style. Caitlin Clark, you could see in that game, at the end of the game, I don't know the way the plays was drawn up or what, but if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm keeping the ball in my hand. We're going to win or lose by me shooting the ball or me turning the ball over or me making a great pass. But that last shot, instead of her giving that ball up to Kelsey Mitchell and getting it back, I'm keeping that ball and I'm raising up and I'm shooting that last shot. And then in that last possession, it almost seemed like the possession before when they inbounded the ball, Lisa Smith, she tried to do too much. She tried to get back at Angel Reese and force the shot. And that's when Cardoso got the rebound. But then when the ball went out of bounds, and then after the ball went out of bounds, they inbounded the ball. They gave it to Aaliyah Boston. She had nowhere to go, so she had to force up a three. She hit the three. But that last possession, when they gave the ball to Caitlin Clark, if I'm Caitlin Clark, you're the best person on that team. We go down with me emptying my clip. If I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm keeping that ball, and I'm taking that last shot. She has that killer instinct in her. I'm taking that last shot. You saw on that deep three how she ran down the court with that little snarl on her face. So Caitlin Clark got that dog in her. She's out there competing. But that last shot, I don't know what the coaches drew up, but I think Caitlin Clark has some exception to that last play, and I think that's what her and Christie Sides was on that sideline discussing. But everybody is, on the internet talking about this video that's going viral, the interaction between Christie Sides and Caitlin Clark. So you guys let me know what y'all think about the video that's going viral between Caitlin Clark and Christie Sides. Do we, sweep this under the rug? Was this just a general conversation? Or was this a conversation that Caitlin Clark was saying, I needed the ball. I should have been the one taking the last shot. I don't know if the play was drawn up for her to take the last shot and she just gave the ball up. But like I stated earlier, if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm taking that shot. I'm taking that last shot. We're going to put this on our back. I'm going to put the game on my back, and we're going to win this game if I'm Caitlin Clark. The same way Angel Reese took matters in her own hand, put the Chicago Sky on her back, and brought them home and brought them back and brought them to a home victory. But y'all guys let me know what y'all think about this video, man. I'm telling you, the internet is going crazy, and they are coming at Christie Sides over this video, saying that Christie Sides needs to go. Christie Sides needs to be fired. We're back at that point again, but it was all good just a week ago when they was winning. But as soon as they losing, the coach is being thrown back under the bus. So you guys let me know what y'all think. I'd love to hear your comments. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. And remember, on your way out the door, before you put your shoes on, give this video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Droppin' podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.